One of the things that has been really disappointing to me about Darktide is the Penance system. It's the game's challenge system, and it will reward players for completing certain tasks as they play the game. These rewards can vary from just being a simple seal next to your name, all the way through to cool cosmetic armor. However, when you actually take a step back and you look at the game as a whole, it really does feel a bit of a letdown compared to what we could have received. So today, I wanted to go through how I think the penance system should be improved. And let me be honest here, I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's nice to be hopeful. And for those of you who haven't seen me before, hi, hello, I'm Kiv, and I haven't done a face cam video for a hell of a long time, but I figured that it would be a good way to help deliver some better content to all of you. So let me know how you feel about this whole format being in the introductions to my videos. But either way, let's dive in to how Fatshark can help to make the penance system so much better with a couple of nice, simple changes that can have some very big effects. First off, let me say that I enjoy the game, and I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm trying to give constructive criticism with what I feel are relevant suggestions that will improve the game's quality of life. Unfortunately though, there's some occasions that you just have to be blunt, and this is one of them. If I was overhauling Darktide's penance system, the first thing I would do is make it worthwhile. Some of the penances in Darktide are just straight up busted, like things that you would honestly just never do in a million years from naturally playing the game. Sure, some of the challenges can reward you with a decent looking armor set, but compared to what you can get in the store for spending around $10 to $15, it just seems so disheartening to see the hard work and effort of so many players ultimately mean very little compared to others that just open up their wallets. That's why I think the penance system could be great for the game, but Fatshark need to stop giving average rewards for shit tons of effort. If you're going to make a challenge harder, fair enough, but give players some badass and cool armors that are different and stand out from each other. We have seen more cool varieties from just a couple of weeks in the store than we have from all of the penances, which to me isn't a good sign of Fatshark's priorities. Essentially, I think that we should get some cooler and better rewards for the harder penances, and on top of that, they should be fun to complete with appropriate rewards. That leads me into my second point. The penances that we see could be far more detailed and themed around the equipment that will be rewarded to the player. I also think it would be really cool to see if the rewards for the challenges could link to the wider Warhammer universe. Here, let me give you an example of what I mean. You can have a challenge for Ogryn players to kill, let's say, 50 enemies in 1 minute using the twin-linked stubber only. And this would be a great chance for the player to go full Rambo, just slaughter a whole horde of enemies, and bam, there you go. You can get a Catachan-themed outfit for your Ogryn, and I think that would be really cool to see. It's fun, it's related to what you're going to be receiving, and it would help encourage players to try certain playstyles or weapons that they may not use much. So I think that that's a great way to help manage things for simple challenges. Now, on the other hand of the spectrum, a harder challenge could be to get 5 monstrosity kills with a bayonet, and the reward could be a gas mask from the Death Corpse of Krieg, or something along those lines. If you organize the challenges this way, you'll end up with a variety of distinct and unique rewards for the various challenges that you'll have. It will link to the wider Warhammer universe, which I'm sure the community will really enjoy, and it will allow certain armor pieces to have a degree of prestige to them. It will make players that have them stand out a hell of a lot more than the normal penances we have right now, because a lot of them look really similar. So a unique piece will be able to be used like a badge of honor or badassery that stands out from the pack. In saying this, I'm not going to be naive. I know that in modern day gaming, a lot of developers prefer to just have an in-game store that sells these cosmetics and they just take and pocket the extra cash. I know that that's a thing, and I really hope that that doesn't happen in this game, but it's quite likely to go that way. If we do ever see the Death Corps of Krieg, it's going to come most likely through the in-game store. Personally, I disagree with this. I don't think that that's the right way to run this game, which is why my next idea actually works as a bit of a plan B. Because in case Fatshark really want to sell those skins on the store and make sure that players are paying for these things, then there should be some way for players to earn Aquillas to be able to purchase them. That's where Penance points can come in very handy and actually become worthwhile. Right now, if anyone was to tell me they completed all of the penances in Darktide, I would react by saying, wow, that's really impressive. But why? There really isn't an overarching reason to have penance points from what I can see. Maybe Fatshark intended for them to mean something, but I think that you should have some kind of a ranking system or rewards for players who get a certain amount of them. Here's a bit of a crazy idea for you all. What if Fatshark put out an announcement saying, hey, if you all have this many penance points by this certain date, your name will be included in an upcoming map as a form of community involvement. So when the map comes out, it could feature a mural or some kind of a dedication there to honor dead guardsmen. But instead, it's actually the names of all of the players in Darktide that have over 750 penance points. I think that would be awesome to have in the game, and a really great way to encourage the community to just really go for these challenges. Or another system that they could try is having it link up with the Aquillas system, so that normal players can still buy cosmetics. They could do something like rewarding you with 500 Aquillas for every 100 penance points that you earn, and that's kind of like a milestone achievement for every leg of the journey. Maybe you can't buy everything, but you can still make that road open to people. I think this would go a long way towards giving us what so many players have been asking for: the simple accessibility to look cool without having to pull out your wallet. I think that either of these options would really resonate with the Darktide community, but my final change is a lot more simple. Give us a better way to track all of this stuff. If Fatshark are ever to build on the Penance system and give us cool challenges or linking it to other gameplay aspects, we should be able to easily track and see our progress when playing the game. It can be really frustrating when you are just off completing a penance and you didn't even realize it. So while this is a simple one, I think it's a nice quality of life change that I would love to see. But I'd love to know what you all think about these changes. Do you think that this would benefit the game, or do you have any other ideas in mind on how to improve the penance system? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy the video, then you'd already know what to do. I've been Kiv, and I'll see you all on the next one.